Happy New Year! It's 2022 now, and let's just hope it gets better. Not much else to say there, but anyway. So, I got to the topic of this video. Yeah, yesterday, actually, yeah, it was, I think. I did watch The Matrix Resurrections. I know I'm a bit late for this. This came out last month, but I did see it, and there are some thoughts about it I have. Um, there are spoilers in this video, so be warned. Um, I mean, little recap on the previous Matrix movies if you haven't seen my videos on those. Now, the first one's a masterpiece, it's pretty much perfect. Then Reloaded and Revolutions is, um, just, they're a mixed bag for me. Sometimes when I think about it, I love them, but then other times when I think about it, I don't like them. So I still don't know if I want to say they're good or not. I don't think they are, but I can somewhat understand if other people like them. So now, doing the math, I think 18 years later, almost 20 years after Revolutions came out, Lana Wachowski comes back and is like, "All right, let's make a fourth movie." And even the characters within the movie address how cash grabby this sounds. So, I mean, at least they're self-aware about it. That apparently Neo was sent into this whole new Matrix world where he ends up creating a video game trilogy, which is just the Matrix trilogy, and then Warner Brothers is asking him to make a fourth one, and again they address how cash grabby it sounds. I just remember thinking, are we sure this isn't the pitch meeting for this movie? um, but anyway, I guess for the actual plot, well, I'll be honest, I'm not sure what the point of this was. Like, if there's any pointless sequel I've seen, this is probably the most mind-boggling one. It's like, okay, so apparently after Revolutions, Neo and Trinity died at the end. Like, I guess Neo, I don't think we all, like, I didn't think Neo died. Like, it confirmed that basically. So, then this character named the Analyst, that's Neil Patrick Harris's character, he comes in. Apparently, the machines are having a civil war, or like the machines are like fighting as to whether or not they should free the humans. So the Analyst ends up resurrecting Neo and Trinity, like healing Trinity's wounds, getting Neo's eyesight back, and he puts them in this whole new Matrix world, and they just kind of live there before realizing that this isn't their world and and then Morpheus and Smith are also there, just played by different actors. By the way, what is Smith exactly? I'm not sure what he is anymore. Like, first film, Smith is this agent that works with the other agents to prevent the resistance from taking over the Matrix, freeing all the minds. And then and then at the end of the movie, he apparently gets upgraded by Neo or something after he becomes the One. And so in Reloaded and Revolution, Smith gets more and more powerful, creating clones of himself. So he wants to take over the world, I guess. Then he gets destroyed at the end, gets deleted by the Deus Ex Machina. What is he now? Like, he's played by a different actor, and he has a little fight with Neo, and he helps in the climax, and he just disappears, and I'm just like, what is he now? Like, I don't even know if he's an agent anymore. Can someone explain to me what Smith is? I don't know anymore. Or like, he's just kind of there. And Morpheus is there. I hope I said the actor's name right. Yahya Abdul Mateen II. I think that's how you say his name. Don't. I'm probably wrong, but yeah, the guy who played Black Manta plays Morpheus in this instead of Lawrence Fishburne. You know, he was cool. Well, everybody was talking about how he was actually pretty good casting, so at least there's that. Um, but anyway, yeah, they're there. They this new Morpheus and this character named Bugs. Like they even address it's Bugs Bunny. It like sounds like it. They get Neo out, and then he tries to get. Then he meets Niobe, who's apparently been 60 years since Revolution, so there's something. Um, then Neo decides to spend the whole climax trying to get Trinity out. So eventually the two get out after Trinity makes a choice um, about leaving the Matrix instead of being with this fictional family she has. Um, they have a motorcycle chase, and then Trinity can fly, I guess. Like, and then they talk to the analyst, and then the movie ends. And I'm just kind of like, oh, that was it? Like, I was kind of surprised that's where it ended. Like, that was it, really? Again, I have to ask, what was the point of that? Like, I have no idea what the point of this was. As like, oh, so after, like, I don't know if Reloaded and Revolutions were needed, but you could argue they were needed, and they did a pretty good ending. But then this one's like, well, Neo and Trinity are now alive and are, I guess, going back to the mission. They like, does this movie only exist to resurrect Neo and Trinity? I feel like that's the only reason this exists, to be honest. It's like, other than that, I have no idea. Um, Oh, and also the fight scenes were a huge letdown. Like I did watch Screen Rant's pitch meeting. I mean, and they pointed out how all the fight scenes that Keanu Reeves has are just kind of the Force. Where he just pushes things out of the way. Stops bullets. Like he barely does any fist to fist fighting. I mean, he has that one fight with Smith, but then that wasn't very impressive. But yeah, these fights were really disappointing. Like, I couldn't believe how much of a letdown they were. Like, remember the Burly brawl between Neo and all the Smith clones back in Reloaded? Nope, not really. And a ridiculous amount of flashbacks, too. Like, this movie has so many flashbacks to the first three movies. And so many callbacks, and I really get the feeling Lana Wachowski thinks she's being clever. And I'm just kind of like, no, you're just trying to remind us how good the first one was, and how good some of the people think the second and third movies are, to be honest. Um, like, yeah, I really don't get what the point of this was. I was I wasn't a huge fan of Reloaded and Revolutions, but I could at least say they did end the war of the machines versus humans and all that. So, and then I guess this happened too. What else? Um, I don't think there's anything else. Overall, I'd say this movie was just kind of there. Um, I would say it is still better than Revolutions. I at least was somewhat invested. I was kind of invested to see what was going on. So, I mean, I was still more invested in Revolutions. Um, Reloaded, I'd say, is a little better, because at least there's the Burly brawl between the Smith clones and Neo. But yeah, other than that, this is another Matrix movie, I guess. That's the Matrix Resurrections for you. So yeah, that's about it, I guess. Um, Not much else. Just peace.